At Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, you can now adopt your own creatures, and there are lots of different creatures. Today we're going to look at what most of them do. Actually, we're going to look at what all of them do. I don't have them all here in the studio. I've got most, but we'll do a full rundown on everything available at the creature stall. Now, deep in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, there's a marketplace, and this is one of the coolest spots. The creature stall is one of my favorite stores in all of the marketplace. It's a little bit of an experience, but at the heart of it, it's another shop. Now, they sell all manner of creatures. In fact, let's take a look at the concept artwork real quick. You can see it here on the screen, and it's kind of a weird on the screen, but one thing I want to say is it does live up to the expectation. It lives up to the concept art. I would say 90% of Galaxy's Edge lives up to the actual concept art. In this case, we see the stall there. There's little cages and hay poking out. This one, it's got a Worrt in the center, but in reality, when you go there, there's actually a Loafcat right in the center. It's an animatronic Loafcat, and it bats its tail and moves its paws. It's sleeping. So, as far as does it live up to the actual artwork, yeah, I think so. So next, let's take a look at the little blurb on Disneyland's website. It says, discover the galaxy's rarest species. This exotic shop you're free to explore as you peek into cages and crates filled with hard-to-find fuzzballs from across the galaxy. Bina, the stall's proprietor, scours the star systems to keep storefronts stocked with unique companions for her customers. Marvel at a large collection of cackling Kowakian monkey lizards, the rambunctious pets popular with shadowy underworld figures, including Hutts. Most of the creatures here are available for purchase. Restrictions may apply to Rathtars. So just kind of a cute little blurb there. They do mention Bina, the stall's proprietor, so take a look. This isn't Bina, but this creature right here that was in Jabba's palace, that's the same, I think Amani, I think is the name of the species. But that's what Bina would look like. Bina is the same species as you're seeing on the screen here. So just a little, little added extra info so you know kind of what you're thinking about. Because all the different shops, Toydarian Toy Maker, Katsaka's Kettle, Oga, these are all people in the Star Wars universe. They're going to be appearing in books, and I wouldn't be surprised if a book based on Black Spire Outpost, based on Batuu, mentions Bina in some context. So it'd be nice to just know when they talk about the creature stall in those books what to think of, and that's it right there. So as you can see here, I've got all my collection of creatures here. I'm going to start off with the first one that I bought. The first one I bought is the Mynock. You can see, look at that Mynock. He's cool. He's a cool little guy. So he's $25 for this Mynock, which is not cheap at all. I forgot to introduce Brad. Brad's here, and you know what? Oh, okay. Yes, S4DB4BY is also here. One of the cameras can see him. Yes, okay. I didn't forget about you guys. I know. Brad, this isn't a video about droids. It's a video about creatures, okay? So I'm surprised these little guys aren't going. Oh, there you go. Sandy has something to say too. We'll get to you later, Sandy. First, we're going to talk about the Mynock. I didn't name my Mynock like I named some of my other creatures. But I want you to know this thing is $24.99 is how much it costs. It's a Mynock. It says type vacuum breather. Home planet Oro Mynock. That's where it's from. Diet electricity energy. That's what it feeds off of, is electricity energy. It does use 2 LR44 batteries. It has a little compartment. You just need a little screwdriver to open it up. Pretty simple. Let's see here. Choking hazard may contain small parts, not for children under 3. Good to know. But what else we got here? Mynocks chew on wires of spaceships to consume electricity. It has been said that Mynocks will feast on so much energy that they get spark drunk. Same, Mynock, same. But this is the Mynock. I actually think this guy's really cool. Yeah, no, he was the first one that I bought. And that's because I like him so much. And yes, the little thing does go. So it's got this little sucker thing. It will stick to stuff. You can stick it on your car window. See? Oh, well, that didn't work so well on paper. But I did have this sticking up in my car window for a little while. And I was like, for $25... For $25, it's cool. It looks neat. It's a little overpriced for $25, I thought at first. And then I realized that it's got this little button under his belly right here. He's got this cool little button down here. And you flap its wings. You flap his wings. Look at that. Oh, and he makes all the Mynock sounds. Now, if maybe you're not a Star Wars expert, you may be wondering, Dano, what's a Mynock from? Empire Strikes Back. I mean, most of us are like, duh, of course. But just in case you didn't know, that's totally fine. It's cool. People have differing levels of where they are in the Star Wars fandom, and all of you are welcome, just so you know. All of you are welcome to come here and watch my videos. No judgment from me. But if I can help teach you a little bit, maybe that'll make you go watch Empire Strikes Back and be like, oh yeah, when they landed inside the space slug belly, there was Mynocks chewing on the power cables. So I thought it was just a really cool thing to add in the creature stall. You know, it's not a big creature, but this is the first one that I bought. When I went, I initially bought this and a Kowakian lizard monkey, but I love the Mynock. And get this, even if you buy something as small as a Mynock, I gotta show you this. You get this box. Now this box is like a carrying case. It's a really cool box. You can see there. It's got little a grate in there so you can see inside. Also 2 handles in case you get a larger thing like the Tauntaun or the Wampa that needs to sit up and down. You can put it in the box like so, and then this always does fold down. Or you can do it sideways if you have a Loafcat. So even if you get the Mynock, they'll give you this full box. And it's a nice, it's a good quality box. I like the finish on the outside. It feels nice. It says a bunch of different stuff on it, like caution and then Arabesh. It also says creatures on the top, and the same in Arabesh. But every creature you get, you have the option to get it put in a box. They usually do it by default, but I have my hands full, so I actually have 3 boxes. Oh, whoop, this guy's going crazy. But I actually have 3 boxes over my 3 different purchases that I bought stuff there. So yeah, that's the Mynock. I'm going to kind of set you off to the side, Mynock. He'll probably interrupt us, I'm sure. The second thing I bought, you can see here, is the Kowakian lizard monkey. Now this, you may know or recognize from Return of the Jedi. Oh, does he have a thing? Where's his little thingy thing? I gotta find his little shoulder spoopy so I can put it on. But this is the Kowakian lizard monkey. $79.99 is how much this costs. I don't have his tag anymore. I don't know that they even gave me a tag when I bought him. I was in such a hurry and so excited to get him that I was like, yeah. Now he doubles as a puppet, but he's $69.99. I think I said $79. He's $69.99. Annual pass holder discounts work on all this stuff, just so you know. Also, the chase card discount works too. But he's a puppet. He's very similar to when at Disney World in Animal Kingdom they opened the it's like the land of Avatar Pandora. They sold the little banshees, and they have this little magnetic thing you put under your shirt, and you can control it with a little. One of the buttons makes the mouth open, and one makes the head turn left and right. And in fact, let me just set it up. You guys can see him in action. Okay, so when I purchased mine at the shop, this little silver piece, this little thing, it's just round. It's kind of silver. It's got a magnet on top. You slide it under or on your shoulder like so. It's not the most comfortable, but it's not really uncomfortable, so I can't complain. But it didn't have it already. I had to get this when I paid for it. They didn't give me a little silver thing till I handed over my credits. Just so you know. I want to make sure I'm giving you my experience. And again, I don't know if they'll put them on the shelf with the thing. But you slide it under your sleeve, or pretty much on your shoulder. And he should sit in there. Okay, you can kind of pose his legs. And that black wire goes behind your back. And it's kind of like a little illusion. So if you want to stick this thing in your pocket, kind of, you can roam around the land like this. You just roam around the land. Little guy kind of doing this stuff. And the best part about this is I feel like it really adds a lot to the experience of being at Galaxy's Edge. Because other people will want to see it, or you'll see little kids point. Or say you're waiting in the queue. When I was waiting in the queue for Smuggler's Run, I just had this thing on. And I was just just passively sitting there oh no, this is normal. I kind of had my hand on my pocket with the remote going. And it was just kind of doing this thing. And he's just yeah, And he does make noise. I should turn it back on. I turned him off for video reasons. And in fact, I named mine. Actually, we named mine, I should say. I did it with your all's help. But yeah, we named him Sebasquabid. Yeah, look at him. I love it. Oh, now you can hear him. Now you can move the mouth as much as you want. It doesn't have to match with the sound. But once you trigger the mouth thing, it triggers a sound. But you can try to make it match. Oh, I love it. I love it. Now, I do want to show you guys some close-ups real quick, just so you guys have on record all the goody goods of this guy. So he is articulated somewhat. His feet do rotate, so you can rotate his feet. His knees have a little bend there. Same with his elbows. His elbows have a little bit of bend. Kind of see it. A little bit of bend there. The arms also rotate and go up and down and rotate. The hands do a similar thing. The hands don't really bend, but they do rotate. The fingers are not bendable. I mean, you can try to bend them, but it won't actually do anything. And just take a look at his face. Look at his beautiful face. I love it. I love this face. The face is actually made of a... It's a little rubbery, a little bit rubbery. Not as much as the body. The body has like this skin, like this, like... Let's see if I can show it to you. See that? It's got like a rubbery skin, and he is painted all over. You see the stripes on his back there, and he has a nice yellow. See the stripes on his legs, and he has actual like fur on his head. You can see that he's got the little, and coming off of his ears, he has a little fur as well, and then from his cheeks, all around his collar, and he's really cool. You can get him in this color where he looks kind of like a parrot, or you can get him in just the traditional brown where he looks basically just like Salacious Crumb from Return of the Jedi. And I don't know, I just love him. I just love the little beady eyes. He's just so creepy looking, and you can just wear him around the land. Like, this is one of my favorite purchases. And that's why I got it, like, immediately. I got it in the Mynock because I knew there was no way... because I knew there was no way I was leaving Galaxy's Edge without, like, having the Mynock in my car. I want it in the window. Because I have a car, like, it's decked out with a lot of Star Wars stuff, of course, obviously. Why wouldn't I? But it's just one of those must-buys. Like, for me, it was a must-buy. As soon as I saw them demoing it at Star Wars Celebration, I knew I had to have it. So the next thing I bought... I actually bought 3-in-1. You can see here I've got my Lothcat Sandy. I've got the Tauntaun and the Wampa. And those are my son Presley's. I actually borrowed those from him for this video. I wasn't sure what to get him. He's going to be 10 this year. And I was like, I know he loves stuffed animals. He loves them. So I was like, you know what? I want to get him something cool. I'm getting lightsabers already, so we'll be able to play with lightsabers. You know, there's all that kind of... I'm like, what do I get him? He doesn't really want to dress up. He's kind of past the age where he wants to dress up. So I was like, well, let me get him at least the creatures. But I didn't know which one to get him, so I got him 2. I was like, you know what? Let me get you both. I'm going to get you the Wampa and the Tauntaun. And then I saw that they had the Loafcat still. And I was like, yes. It was on my second trip. And I had to have Sandy the Loafcat. We'll look into Sandy in just a minute. Let's start off with... Let's do the Tauntaun, because you're on the outer edge here. So this is my Tauntaun. Look at him. Huh? Yeah. You just give him a little squeeze. You just give him a little tiny squeeze. Do I have the info sheet? No, I don't have the info sheet for the Tauntaun. My son lost it, so I don't have the little sheet to show you. But just look at little close-ups of him. He's so cool looking. I love it. He's a soft, like... fuzz butt is what I think he is. He's like a little fuzz butt. But he's also kind of bendable and posable. Like, you can pose his arms out. It's got little wires. You can pose them in. Same with the legs. You can pose them down. You can pose them up. I keep hitting his thing. His belly does open to reveal the battery pack. Just so you know, there's a battery pack in there. And also an on and off switch. And that's where you change the batteries. A little screwdriver spot there. A little screw. You just undo it. Swap out the batteries. Pretty simple process again. I don't know what the batteries are off the top of my head. I would imagine... Nope. I didn't realize that was on there, but I did drop something, and that means it's an official video. But let me actually open it for you. I'll just go for it. Why not? Of course, I'm using the wrong size screwdriver. Let's hope I don't strip the screw. Oh, those appear to be AAA. 3 AAA batteries is what that uses, just so you guys can see them there. In a little close-up shot. 3 AAAs. Yeah, that ain't bad. That ain't bad at all. And make sure it's on mode. Just so you guys can go back to hearing him. I'm going to close that up. Again, it's just Velcro. But it is kind of interesting that you get to open up his belly. It's not all cool looking like you might think, but I figured I would let you know. I believe this was $39.99 is how much I paid for this. Yes. Yeah, he was the exact same price as the Wampa. I just love him. I love him. He's so cool looking. And he's got the double nostrils. Let's look at this guy. He's got double nostrils. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and he's little fuzz, but he's got these little fuzzy ball things on top of his head, too. They're kind of squishy. Yeah, no, he's cute. He's got the horns. The horns move a little bit, but they don't stay in place like the rest of his arms and stuff. Like the arms, you can definitely like pose. No, he's legit. He's a legit Tauntaun stuffed animal. He's cuddly. If you have a kid who wants a cuddly toy, I'd say get this one. Yes, and you get the box. So you can sit him in there. Oh yeah. Oh, he's cute, and he has little teeth too. I love his little teeth. The mouth doesn't really open; it's kind of stuck where it is. But his little teeth are in there. Yeah. Look at those little teeth. Look at those little chompers. I like it. I like it a lot. So again, the other one I got was the Wampa. Look at this Wampa. I just love how just look at that face. Look at that mug that this guy's got on him. He has like the grumpiest, frumpiest look you've ever seen. And I love him. He's similar in that he has the wires. So you can have him posing like he's going to give you a big old Wampa hug. And he's look how fluffy he is. Look at all like the fluff all over him. That's why I love him. I love him. Whoa, my Tauntaun's going off. But I love that he's super fluffy. I imagine he might get dirty a little easier than others because he's so fluffy. But he's so cool looking. And yeah. Yeah. He just makes the Wampa noise. He makes like growling sounds. One of the coolest parts is I had both this and the Tauntaun in the same box when I was leaving, and they asked me if I checked those through customs on my way out. I was like, oh no, and they're like, well, what do you have in there? What did you adopt? And I was like, oh, I adopted a Wampa and a Tauntaun. And they're like, oh, you keep those in the same box? And I was like, that's kind of funny. Because on the package for the Wampa, so I actually have the little tag here for the Wampa. It says $39.99, type mammal, home planet Hoth, diet, it eats Tauntauns. It eats Tauntauns. Let's see here. General information, again, tells you how to change the battery. 2 AA's. Okay. Oh my god, even the Tauntaun's going off now. Information, carnivorous diets are common in cold environments where plants are in short supply. Wampas roam the snowy plains of Hoth, where they catch and eat Tauntauns. So, yeah, natural enemies. It says Wampa, mammal, Hoth, Tauntauns. Very cool. Very, very cool. I just love him. He's just like a frumpy grumpy. I'm going to name him Donald Frump. But, I mean, he's my kid, so my kid gets to name him. Alright. He'll probably go off in a minute, too. What should we do? I think we should do the Porg. Technically, I bought Sandy. At the same time. But I'm going to do Sandy last. I think Sandy's the coolest. My personal opinion out of all of them. Heads up. The Loafcat. So I'm going to do the Porg next. Just as like a little thing we can do. Oh my goodness. My Porg had a lightsaber up his butt. That was to keep him up for display purposes. Look at this guy. He's a little Porg puppet. I love it. You're going to hear all my other creatures going off. Now, they don't have any kind of like connectivity to each other or anything like that, just so you know. But he's a Porg puppet. He's a cute little Porg puppet. You can flap his wings, and you can open his mouth to activate sounds. And so, I want to show you guys, there's a little handle that is in there, so you do have to put your hand all up in the little dude. And the sounds come from the bottom down here, too. And when you reach inside, there are these 2 little triggers. You can kind of see them. 2 little triggers, and you pull those down to activate it. So, now what you were hearing was Sandy doing her thing, too. But just look at this guy. He's cute. He's super fluffy. He's, like, so soft. He's just nice. So there's, like, a stiff thing in the wings, which it needs for puppet purposes. It needs to make sure it can actually move them. So it's got, like, stiff plates inside the wings. I just love the way that little mouth... Look at those little teeth. You guys can see the teeth in there. He's cute. He's got the orange face. The eyeballs look good. No, this is a pretty cool puppet. This one I still have the tag on him. It's $44.99 is how much this guy costs. $44.99. It tells you little instructions on how to use the puppet thing. I am going to read about him real quick. It says Porg. He's an avian, so he's a bird. Home planet Ahch-To. Fish or diet is his fish. He eats fish. This takes 2 AAA batteries. It says Porgs are native to Ahch-To and can be found Dwelling along the cliffs of the island, they build nests and can fly. Their babies are called porglets. Given how rarely their island has visitors, their curiosity outweighs any fears. That's really funny they add that, because one of the funniest parts in The Last Jedi is when they were like looking at the lightsaber after Luke threw it, and he was like sticking his eye in there, and it was like, I was so worried something was going to happen. But okay, so overall this guy's plush. The eyeballs are hard eyeballs. The feet are hard. They're not plush. They're actually like hard feet. It seems like it's really good, high quality. He's got a good fluff. The fact that he's a puppet and can flap his wings is great. I recommend the Porg. If you love Porgs, and who doesn't love Porgs? Maybe you don't, but I love the Porg. I think the Porg's really cool. All right, so next thing we're going to do is let's take a look at some of the stuff that I don't have. I know you're all dying for the Lothcat, but I love a good tease. So let's see here. Next, we're going to look at the Krykna Spider. The Krykna Spider, some people are saying it's from Dagobah, like in Legends. It's not, obviously, in the movie. It's not in Empire Strikes Back or even Return of the Jedi. There's no Krykna Spiders, but some say they're Force-sensitive spiders. I don't remember the price off the top of my head. I want to say it was $20. I want to say the Krykna was $20. And again, I'll put the price on the screen just so you guys know. But the Krykna Spider does kind of like wobble around with his little legs. He goes, and he does move around, so he's really cool. Next up, we've got the Rathtar. Oh, the Rathtar is cool. It's like a bumbleball. So you pick him up, and he shakes and vibrates, and he goes all crazy. And the Rathtar is really cool as well. Again, check the screen for a price on that one. And what's next? Oh, the Puffer Pig. I did actually play with the Puffer Pig briefly. So here's a little clip of the Puffer Pig and what it does.
Guys, there's a Puffer Pig. Does he do anything? So he does make a funny noise. That's what he does. He makes a funny noise.
So yeah, you squeeze the Puffer Pig and he makes like an oinking sound, like a kind of sound. And that's pretty cool too. So I like that. They added that from Rebels. A lot of Rebels stuff at Galaxy's Edge. And what else did we miss? I think that's it. There's a shot of the brown Kowakian lizard monkey, just so you can see the alternate. Oh, the Worrt. Of course, there's the Worrt and the Dewback. So the Worrt, you squeeze him and his tongue pops out real quick. You squeeze him, and his tongue pops out. And check the screen there for the price on Worrt. And the Dewback. A lot of people have questions about the Dewback. They're like, what does it do? So the skin does feel kind of like rubbery. It feels a little bit rubbery. It's not loose skin like the Kowakian lizard monkey where you could pull it, but it's not like super hard like an action figure. So it does have a cool feel to him. Now it is articulated. So you pull down on the tail and the mouth opens up and it has like a tongue. You can just kind of like see its tongue. But you pull the tail, mouth opens, you go like that. So that's what the Dewback does. I think the Dewback's cool. I'll probably pick it up just to test and see if it works well with action figures, if it's a good scale. And again, check the screen for the price on that one. There's also a Neebray, which is like a ring you wear on your finger, and it looks like it might launch off the ring. I'm not sure. I didn't actually get footage. This is from Skywalking Through Neverland. And last, I've got, I think, the Bantha. There's another little shot of Worrt. I might pick up Worrt. I like Worrt. I think I'm just going to end up with all the creatures eventually. But there's the Bantha, and he's very similar to the Tauntaun and the plush. I believe is the same price. If not, just check the screen. But the Bantha, when I tested him out, you squeeze him, and he makes Bantha noises. So he's cute. He's another cute, super hairy. He has that long, flowing hair. So I really like the Bantha. And there was another shot with the Porg creature stall. Now, this is the part I know you've all been waiting for. You all want to know, how does the Lothcat work? What does the Lothcat do? Because this is the hard to find one right now. Lothcats are sold out currently. Now, I've noticed with a lot of stock during this preview beta test of Galaxy's Edge that we've been doing for the last 2-3 weeks, sometimes they run out of stock. And sometimes, like, I've seen people reporting, oh, they told me they were sold out. And then, like, an hour later, I'll see someone reporting they got one. Even when I was there, they told me something was sold out, and then 15 minutes later, it was there. I was like, yeah, okay, so sold out is a very fun term they use. I feel like they're not finishing the sentence. They're not saying, oh, it's sold out for right now during your reservation, and we'll have more later. You know, stuff like that. So take the cast members' word with a little grain of salt, because some items are coming back into stock. But also, as we're gearing up to the full public opening on June 24th, next Monday, as we're gearing up for that big entrance, that day, just stocking is going to be a little bit different. I feel like they're holding some stuff off. That way on June 24th, they can start that off with a bang when the public really gets to go wild. So it seems like they're holding off on some stuff. No guarantees they're going to have Lothcats. Oh, so sensitive. She's so sensitive. So you may notice when you pet her head, she likes it. She likes it a lot. I'm going to tell you real quick about the little tag here. So, $44.99, $45 for the Lothcat. As a creature, it says named Lothcat, type mammal, home planet Lothal, Star Wars Rebels, kind of represent Rebels. Diet, carnivore, eat the meats. This takes 3 AAA batteries. Again, has a little compartment under its belly that you can get to. Lothcat is a wild relative to the Tukas, who are popular pets on many worlds. They hunt loth rats in the grasslands of Lothal. Next up, it does say, pet the head for friendly sounds. So it says, hinge the front legs forward to open mouth and activate hissing sounds. I'll show you that. Okay, and then on the back, it says, press tail to change expression and activate angry sounds. So you ready to see this? You guys are ready for this? I'll do it in the close-up cam here. Look at those eyebrows. And there are teeth. You can see the teeth. The fur kind of covers the teeth a little bit. I wish the teeth were a little bit bigger. Because she does have, like, fangs. She does have little fangs. You can kind of see it. The fur really covers it. And that's the only downfall I see to this, is that you really can't see those fangs so well. I wish you could. Now let's get her mouth open. And let's activate. Oh, look at that. That's a fierce look. That's a very fierce look. So, I do love this Sandy. Sandy's really cool. The first time I saw her on a cast member was wearing her like this. Probably turned the sound off, but the cast member was just walking around with a Lothcat on their shoulders, kind of like this. I was like, oh my goodness, that's awesome looking. But yeah, $44.95, $45. Again, eligible for the discount. You do the tail, it makes the eyebrows move so it gets expressions. Yes, yes, yes. And then you pet its head, and just make sure it does say, yeah, just pet head. And then you can also pet its back, I think, because I seem to get reactions off the back. Maybe not. Maybe it's just the head. I thought it was the back. It's just the head's very sensitive. But yeah, listen to the Lothcat. I love it. I love it. This is so cool. So, okay, so now that I've gone through all of the creatures I own, briefly went over the creatures that I don't own, I have a question for you guys. Which ones are you going to own? When you go to Galaxy's Edge, which ones are you going to pick up? Lothcat? Is it going to be a Porg puppet? Is there going to be a Kowakian lizard monkey you're going to wear on your shoulder while you're there? That's one of the coolest things to do. Or maybe you're going to get a couple Mynocks and stick them to the windows of your car to let everybody know what a cool Star Wars fan you are. There's just... Oh, it makes the real noises. There's so much cool stuff here. All right, that's been it on the creatures. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the bell on that notification. That way you get more informative videos about Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. If you found this at all helpful, please consider sharing this video with a friend, family member, fellow Star Wars fan, anywhere. That's the best way to support. If you want to go the extra mile, we've got Patreon, we've got hats, I sell shirt designs. Check the merch shelf down there. Yeah, the merch shelf. Yeah, no. Sandy wants you to know. No, I've told him about that. Exactly. Guys, that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. You know I love you, and until next time... That's right. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this Galaxy's Edge coverage. If you want more, don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you have the notifications on. Like and share the videos. And let me know what Galaxy's Edge coverage you want me to show off next. There's so much going on with this crazy land, and I love sharing it with you guys. See you next time.
May the Force be with you.
Bye. Forever.